recognize these paintings? Were they done by the great masters? You could be fooled. They are, in fact, examples of work done by some of the world's most distinguished women artists, which some people find surprising.
Art is very much alien to the mind of woman, and these things cannot be accomplished without a great deal of talent, which in women is usually very scarce.
Over 100 years ago, women did struggle to be accepted as professional artists. In 1855, the Society of Women Artists was formed in Britain to boost their cause. Suffragette movements have been with us ever since, but when it comes to art, they seem to be breaking through. This year, the annual exhibition at London's Hayward Gallery showed predominantly women's work. And an art journal recently devoted an entire issue to women. But is the struggle over? Richard Cork, the editor.
It's a striking fact that we have not really seen in this country any large-scale public exhibition which says to its audience, look, women artists have had a problem. Historically, it is absolutely beyond doubt that women artists have had a much harder time of it than men for all sorts of very provable reasons.
I'm quite sure the vitality of a great many female students derives from frustrated maternity, a degree of passionate discontent sufficient to drive them constantly towards the labors of creation in other ways.
I recently discovered an exhibition by two Australian women painters here at the Commonwealth Institute in London. Since they are both living and working in London, I decided to ask them what obstacles, if any, they have found as women and painters. Lorraine Gill and Kate MacArthur, both from Sydney, are temperamentally different as artists. Kate MacArthur came here 5 years ago to learn about art. She's adamant about how painting should be viewed, particularly from a woman artist's point of view.
And lots of times people say about a woman, the work's strong and how does one manage as a woman? Well, it doesn't make the slightest bit of difference. Not the slightest. Man or woman, one's only judged on the end product. If it's good, it doesn't matter whether it's done by a man or a woman.
Anyone who teaches knows that at least 50% of art students are women. Art has always been a nice thing for a girl to do, but only about 4% of these are doing it all well professionally.
Women, I think, because of their conditioning, maybe stay at things a bit longer and are prepared to work harder. Women still have to prove themselves a lot.
Although I think it's true to say that the women's movement over the last decade has secured a significant number of rights, both legal and broadly social, for women, a lot of problems still do remain, and in particular, I think in the art world they remain more perhaps than in other social spheres.
Lorraine Gill, sharing the exhibition with Kate, has had considerable success as an abstract artist. Nevertheless, she has not found it easy.
Yes, I've always found problems in being a woman painter. I had problems when I was a student. I wasn't taken seriously as a student, I think, nor were other women painters. I wasn't listened to when I asked what I thought were rather profound questions. And unless I was actually in the set, very close to the teacher, I was virtually ignored. So I preferred to be ignored because then I could just quietly get on with my work and to trust and value my own ideas.
It was once considered indelicate for women to express their feelings, so that if they painted anything more than a polite little landscape, it was thought to be vulgar in the extreme. It's strange, though, that a great many of our very good novelists, that the West had known at least, have been and are women. Perhaps now that Women's Lib has had enough publicity, we can stop categorizing artists as women artists and judge them purely on their talents. This is Vicky Luke reporting for This Week in Britain from the Commonwealth Institute.
Scratching a living by painting of the artistic sort is a hard business at the best of times. If you suffer from the doubly disgraceful disability of being a woman as well as an artist, you'd be better off selling electric blankets in Madras.